everyone, and welcome to yet another stream from Vera. And we have a very exciting stream for you today. We are going to be going through the Artisanship system, and it has been a little while since we last talked about Artisanship and showcased the Gathering, and we're going to do a little bit of that today. And we also, during our last stream with Freeholds, talked a little bit about processing, and we're going to be doing that today as well. And we're also going to be crafting something pretty interesting. And I have joining me 4 of our glorious team here at Intrepid. Some of them regulars. I think all of them actually regulars, have been on the stream before. We have 2 of our glorious designers, Mike and Corey. Mike, Corey, how you guys doing?
Doing
Good,
great.
how are you?
Glad to be here.
Doing very good. I'm excited to show off what you guys have been working on and how far it's come since people last saw it.
Yeah, same here. It's very exciting for us.
Yes. We also have joining us one of our glorious engineers, Alex. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing very good. You have been doing a lot of work on the engineering side of things, getting all these glorious designs up and running. It's going to be exciting to take a look at that today as well.
Yeah, it's been a challenge. I have to fulfill all the wishes of my designers.
Not bad, was it?
They're like, wait, all of our wishes? That's awesome.
Nice.
The one that passed visibility.
Yes. We also have joining us for, this is your second time now, Nathan. Our glorious producer,
double
Nathan.
feature.
I know, back to back.
I know. The Artisanship is the peanut butter to the jelly that is Node, so I'm super excited to show how these start interacting with each other.
Yes, it is totally 100%. And you guys have done a great job so far. I know you guys have been really pushing it this last sprint, and it has definitely shown through to me. So I'm excited to show the audience. All right, so why don't we talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. Corey?
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, sounds good. You had brought up that you had done a little lumberjacking, but we're kind of interested in getting into some mining and herbalism because you picked up a recipe. I think it's like you were saying that's a pretty nice sword or something.
Oh,
So
okay. Let me take a look at that.
Weird.
That's going to be in my inventory?
yeah, it should be in your inventory. Yeah. So I was thinking we could go out and get some of the stuff that we would need to make that sword.
Okay.
Some of them are a little harder to come by, so I'm not sure whether or not we'll be able to get our hands on that. If not, I think we might have some stuff for you. But yeah, I guess we just need to kind of get our stuff together. As you mentioned, or as I mentioned, you already did some lumberjacking, but
Yes.
we'll probably need to get you herbalism sickle
Okay.
and maybe some extra bags so you have some space.
Sounds like
So
a
yeah,
good
let's make our way over to the agricultural supply. I think there's one of those built in Winstead right now, so we can head down there and
So now talk to me a little bit about, obviously we have this recipe. When players are looking to create different items in the game, they're going to need to go out and either purchase or get drops of recipes or trade with other players. And when they acquire that recipe, like I have here, it says Nightblade. I can use the recipe and I will learn a weaponsmithing recipe for the Nightblade. So I have a recipe book that I get to keep, essentially. I learn these recipes once.
Yep, pretty much. There might be some unique cases where some recipes might have a charge count, so when you craft it 5 times, it might disappear, but generally, most of the cases, all the recipes should be permanently learned.
Okay, nice. That's very cool. And right-clicking this is going to consume it, I assume, but I do get a preview of the materials that we need. And Corey, this is what you were talking a little bit about, going out and collecting some of these. There's a night opal moon bell. I assume that is some type of flower.
yeah. So the night opal and the moon bells those are the ones that I was kind of alluding to. They're a little difficult to get our hands on. The night opals, you basically can't see them at all during the day, but as it gets closer to night, if they're in the world, they'll sort of push away their shell and start shining a bit, and then the moon bells only bloom at night. So we'll have to kind of maybe we'll work on some of the other things that you need for the recipe, and hopefully nighttime will come around and we can find some of those things.
Okay, very cool. So I'm going to right-click this recipe to learn it. Let's see here. Oh, very cool. Okay, it says learned new recipe, night blade. Okay.
Yeah.
Now where are we going to go to get this sickle you mentioned?
Oh yeah, so right over here.
Okay, they got this area in kind of the back alley of the town.
Yeah, so if you head through here, this is
look.
the agricultural supply. This is one of the service buildings that you can build in the node. This one kind of focuses specifically on artisanship, and you'll find stuff for herbalism, farming, and animal husbandry here. So if you talk to Mr. Willie over here, yeah, so if you talk to him, he should give you some stuff that you can use to construct your first sickle. So,
Okay.
and then once you have those things, there's a little anvil here over here to your left, and you can craft the sickle there. And then I think once you have the sickle, you can talk to him, and it'll complete the quest and give you your first sickle. You'll be ready to go.
This guy is incredibly rude. We need to have a conversation with the narrative team about how these vendors speak to the citizens of this village. This is unbelievable. He said he can't teach just any drifter. Am I just any drifter? Does he not see the crown on this helmet?
I guess not. Yeah, we'll have to add to the mayoral narrative tags just so they can and up their respectful speech.
He's not even going to pay me too for achieving these many tasks he has for me.
He's paying you in experience.
That is not enough.
Oh man, I've had those jobs before.
Same.
Oh, that was so good. That was so good.
Nice.
Oh no. Okay, I have achieved this quest. It's called A Feast of Flowers.
Awesome.
Alright.
So
He wants me to show him my crude sickle.
Nice. You should do that. We'll turn away.
Right here.
Wait.
Whoa.
This is going to be one of those streams. Okay. All right. So, what do I need to do with this?
Come over here, next to the anvil.
All right.
Yeah, and you?
Yeah. So there's a little anvil right here. We can interact with that, and that should pull up the crafting menu. So as a gatherer, you'll be able to craft your own tools. They're going to take, resources that come from all sorts of different professions. You won't be able to, always source all of those things just yourself. But luckily, Willie's nice, and he gave you some components, and you can kind of just throw them together to make your first sickle here. So
Nice.
you can go through with the craft. You should get that thing and show it to him, and he'll give you a little.
Okay.
Pat on the back.
All right,
and
so
send you on
now
your way.
this is a great example as we kind of players, as you're entering into Alpha 2 and you're wanting to get started into artisanship. These different professions will have a number of quests available to introduce players to their first tool sets, and then from there, tool set sustainability will be incumbent on the player to continue to gather the resources necessary to repeatedly create these tools, because they have a durability that gets expended when interacting with the resources in the open world.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to talk to him again, and yes, I made the sickle. Okay, now he's criticizing my crude work.
Okay.
All right, but that's fine.
We all know what your first mayoral decision is going to be is destroy agricultural supply.
Yeah, this guy is going to
Defund the agricultural supply.
Yeah.
Oh no! All right, very cool. So
You can preview it in Artisanship page actually.
Yeah, once you there you go. You should have your rewards now.
There we go. Equipped to artisan tool slot. Very cool. So now it is in my artisan tool slot. Should I open that and take a look here?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Cool. So
very cool.
yeah, so we have that panel open. This is kind of like the hub for all artisanship stuff. I think we poked around here a little bit in some of the previous streams, but on the right hand side there you can see all the different slots for the tool types for each of our 5 gathering professions. So
Awesome.
it looks like you have one of each of the tools that we're looking to use today. can also
Now,
kind of
I'm
notice.
already very progressed in my lumberjacking.
Oh yeah, you said you're like, what level are you?
I'm like level 9. I'm about to be level 10.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so like while we're out and about, if you hit level 10, you should be able to upgrade your certification to apprentice, and that's one of our certification breakpoints. And once you hit those breakpoints, it kind of opens up a whole new range
world, you
of
might
stuff
say?
that you can do, new tools. Yeah, exactly right. A new portion of your skill tree. So we should for sure get you that level 10 and see what happens.
Wait up, Steven. We need to prepare for a journey.
Oh, where?
Oh
are we
yeah,
preparing?
yeah.
We
So-
need to get some potential bags.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we talked about this in the past with the Tetris inventory, kind of having different spatial layouts of our bags and also our resources. And so we've been working on that a little bit and trying to set up bags that have spaces that are optimal for the shapes that are going to be associated with the resources, and having stats on the bags that will change the stack size and how much you can stack stuff up.
Right.
So since we're going out, we're going to collect a bunch of stuff. You should grab one of the bountiful bags from Willie, and then we'll go over to the stoneworks and see if we can grab a
I
mining
also
bag
see
as well.
that Willie has a number of different farmer shirts and novice herbalism or herbalist skivvies. Do I want any gear from this?
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, there's gear for all of the different crafting, gathering, and processing professions that'll help you, do those different trades. So it's up to you. Like if you said you're higher level in lumberjacking, so you could grab some of that stuff to kind of compound on the stats, make you faster at chopping, or
Oh, should I go
maybe
over
find
to
some
that
rare
guy to
stuff,
buy that
so-
stuff? Okay, cool. So from this guy, let me purchase his bags.
Yeah, why don't you grab the bountiful bag from him. The bountiful ones are pretty great. They I think they have the increased stack size on them, so you can stack up more herbs in that bag than you can in others.
I see
also-
that there is a novice herbalism bag.
And if you
Yeah.
scroll down at the bottom, there's Alien Herbalism Basket.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna grab the basket.
Yeah,
All right. Done. I got one of those.
sweet,
Do
awesome.
I need anything else? Do I need any other bags?
Yeah, let's run over this way to the stoneworks. There's another gentleman over here that we can talk to, kind of standing by this crane.
Okay.
And you can do the same thing from him. Throw a little gold at him, and he'll give you some bags and stuff.
I'll get from this guy the stone. let's see
Novice
here.
bountiful mining bag.
Novice bountiful. Okay, got it.
Awesome. So now those bags should be in your inventory, and if you right-click them, they'll equip. And then if you go over to your materials tab, you should be able to see those new bags that we got.
Okay, so just real quick, you were speaking earlier about the unique stack sizes as being part of the kind of asymmetric design for bag crafting. And these bags have specifically curated benefits for stack sizes of the type of resources they relate to, and that's the specific profession of gathering and the resources you would gain from those different unique professions. So by equipping this herbalism bag, whoops, let's see here, and then also let me just open up the materials section, and this one, I see now I've actually gotten a unique looking structure for the Alan herbalism basket, and those are the types of structures that you would expect then to gather that are the gatherables for herbalism, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So that's not necessarily to say that I can't collect non-herbalism resources. I could, and I could put them in that bag, but it just wouldn't utilize the most beneficial aspect of it, which is the higher stack count for those types of herbalism resources.
Yeah, exactly. We can also, there can also be constraints on the shape, right? Like we were talking about, like you can kind of see. I'm not sure what materials you have in your bags, but like I have a couple pieces of wood that are 1 by 3, And so, in the herbalism bag, I'm not sure that there's any slots for pieces of wood that are that size, right? So, there'll be some constraints and benefits in terms of shape, and then also, the stack size based on the type. So,
Okay, cool. Very cool.
Uh,
So now
like,
let's.
good-
Go ahead, Mike.
So a good example would be if you equip the mining bag as well on top of the herbalism bag. You'll be able to see the shapes are different, but you can see the mining bags are 2x2s and herbalism bags are 1x2s. So you can technically put herbs into your mining bags, but you won't get the benefit of the stack bonuses of the mining stuff,
Love
right?
it. Yeah, that's very cool. Oops, sorry. Go ahead, Mike. Were you saying something else?
Also, the earlier versions might be very restrictive in sizes. So like the novice mining bags and herbalism bags are very shape restrictive. But as you level up and then make better bags, it might be more generous of shapes. So you could technically do some other things as well, and then have more bigger sizes and be able to hold more variety of things as well.
Okay, very nice. I think that's pretty cool. Should we go to the lumberjack to grab those? Were you talking about some equipment that he might have that might help us with our lumberjack?
Oh yeah,
I do
definitely,
wanna
yeah.
Level that up.
Sweet.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
up here
Okay,
is-
hold on. Let me see here. I also have a quest that relates to we rise after felling.
Oh yeah, that's the certification quest. So as you mentioned before, we're planning on having some content related to onboarding players to the different professions, and you're going to need a tool for the first time, and you're going to want to craft a thing for the first time and kind of learn how to do those things. But we also want to extend that out to kind of more of a individual story arc like experience for players. So as you become a better lumberjack, you'll play out your story as a lumberjack. So these different certification quests are meant to be kind of keystone moments in that story progression. So right now we have something kind of simple set up. It looks like you already had collected all of the wood that you needed, right? But you also need to reach the level needed to even take on an apprenticeship. So I
Buy some of these
think
things here.
yeah, see what he's got. I'd check out some of the gear. I think that will, since you're already pretty good with the wood chopping, you could probably get a little faster with the gear that he has.
So he does have. He has a shirt, pants, and I think and a tool belt. And
Yeah,
each of them are
yeah.
giving different benefits. Looks like I'm getting lumberjacking speed from the pants and from the shirt. And the tool belt's going to give me processing.
Oh, I think you might be looking at lumber milling.
Oh, that's
Yes.
lumber milling,
well,
my bad.
Yeah, so at this service building,
Also smart.
we're housing another 3 professions. So there's carpentry stuff here, there's the lumber milling stuff here, and there's also the lumberjacking stuff here. So Woody's gonna have stuff from all 3. And if you're looking to do any woodworking related activities, he's your guy. So
And that's sort of what we mentioned when we were showing the nodes in a live stream a few months ago, was like your ability to build buildings to really cater to the important industries to your region or to your node.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just take a look here. I know this is obviously, guys. I want to state this again. We always state this in every showcase, but everything you see here is still a work in progress. We are working towards our Alpha 2. That includes things like visual effects, like UI. These are all very functional states, but not necessarily at their polished states. So still a lot of work that needs to be done there. I noticed that we have 3 slots for the equipment that I just put on, and they're not displaying visually, but we do intend to provide that visual display as an option to the characters, correct?
correct, yeah.
Very
It
good.
would be a toggleable thing that players could be do in the future when we get some assets.
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of assets.
Yeah.
All right, so what should we do here? We want to go out and gather some stuff?
Yeah. So, we were kind of scouting out there. beforehand, and we know a pretty good spot. If you're heading out kind of past the smithy, you should see a good old Tower of Carfen out there in the distance. And if you head a little bit east of that, you can kind of see some like rock formations up there. That's where we're heading. There's a nice little valley in there. I think it has pretty much everything that we're looking for. So.
Okay. I love the autumn look out here. I think it fits perfectly for this time of year. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
We did just have Thanksgiving. Feels kind of a little bit like Thanksgiving out here.
It does feel like Thanksgiving. It's beautiful. I really like the colors. It's turning out really good.
Absolutely.
It's my favorite season so far.
Oh,
By the way,
really?
does Vera have Thanksgiving too, or no?
Hey, no trying to get lore out of me. This is an artisanship focus.
Give us
And
the
one
lore.
thing we
I
won't
tried.
leak during a live stream.
I know, right?
Lord.
The one thing.
I really love the leaves falling down effect. Just when you're walking
Yeah.
by. It's nice.
Speaking of
Yes.
leaks, however, I know that I am playing a ranger class. You might see a couple of early look at the ranger skills here in case we run into any potential resistances. But next month we are doing a ranger update, and it's going to be pretty fun too. So there's a little leak. Little leak.
Nice.
I see how it is. It's okay for skill abilities, but not for the lore.
That is
Aw,
true.
man.
That is true. The lore is safely guarded.
Unbelievable.
Ooh,
So we do have some wolves. Someone's chopping out there. Is that you,
you're
Nathan?
chopping.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thought you'd get a little
I
jump
I
on
see
it.
it falling in the distance. Ah,
Where?
that's great.
Let's see.
Over to the left. I think he's up on that hill.
Are you trying to beat me onto the? Here we go. I'll chop down some trees too. Oh, this is ash. We need oak though, right? Or do I need oak?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
He's
that
just
will
trying to be-
be helpful.
Nathan just trying to become Grandmaster before you, Steven.
Exactly. I will leave
Oh,
this
God.
land a barren wasteland.
He's
There'll be no trees for you to chop.
he's sicked some wolves on me.
Yeah, all part of my master plan.
Nice.
Alright.
Yeah, I'd get a few of these oaks, at least enough to level up, and then we need to find some basalt. Basalt is going to have the zinc and copper that you need. Oh, here's some over on the ridge.
Where at?
Oh, yeah, up the cliff.
Basalt.
Yeah, can you see me?
Ooh, that area looks kind of twisted and gross.
Yeah.
Ah.
Wolf.
Where? Oh wow. Really aggravating quickly. What? So now this area appears to have a little bit of a corruption that started seeping in. Looks like
Yeah.
the citizens of this town aren't doing their job.
Fight back the corruption.
Whole neighborhood's going to hell.
There's
Spooky.
rubies here too.
Yeah, I think you can grab those. Yeah, it's novice.
Yeah, these
Go.
are the new rubies that we just introduced with chaos physics enabled.
Oh, nice.
Thanks to Noah and some magic from engineering. When you see it gather, you see that shudders.
Oh, that's awesome. Love that. That's
Yes.
super cool.
Additionally,
Yeah,
if you open your backspace now, you'll see that your mining bag has now rubies, and it prioritizes based on your stack size.
Oh, let me see here. Hold on. First, let me gather a little bit of.
Look for some basalt. I think there's some over here.
Result over here.
To the right. There's one right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
there we
here's-
go.
Right here? No, this is opal.
Nope.
Right here.
Oh,
Opal. I can't even interact with the opal.
No, it's right here.
yeah.
Basalt.
Oh, don't we need opal?
I think so. I think we need night opal, which is the one that only really appears at night.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, I've gotten some zinc and basalt.
Nice. Okay, so you got lucky. You got the drop chance.
So this gave me
Yeah,
two
really-
things. It gave me zinc as well.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So when you're mining stone, like we're trying to do stuff that makes sense, right, with the drops. So in stone you'll find metal and gems, and depending on the the tier and the type of stone. There'll be different kind of selection of gems and stuff that you can get in it, or metals. So you may, if you're trying to target a certain metal, you might want to consider some particular stone as well. And as you get better at binding and doing stone related stuff, you'll kind of learn the ropes there, so you can make better decisions.
Okay, that's cool.
Additionally, as you gather, you can actually notice that your durability goes down for your tools.
Oh, really? Let's see. I'm using this pickaxe. It's at 95.
Nice. All right, you got plenty of durability left. It's good to repair when you get into town, though. So it kind of sucks when you find something real nice and your durability's low or your tool's broken and you won't be able to
94.
hit it. Ah, nice. Man, I really love the physics. It's like, I remember in the Gathering stream, we were showing off the trees, and it kind of like set a precedent with how that looks, and now we have to make all the other stuff just as cool. So the rocks and gems and metal were like kind of a big hurdle for us, and having it in a place where it's starting to look really good, that was super exciting.
That was cool. That was actually really cool. That should definitely knock you over or kill you.
Oh,
I leveled!
Let's go!
Hey, there we go.
Oh, I've reached
Nice.
level 10. Oh my god, that just killed Mike.
I'm alive. Trees can't kill me.
Grab some daffodils, maybe?
So you leveled up, you said?
Yes, it said I leveled up.
Ah, okay. Well, you gotta. Okay, so when you level up, you're gonna get some skill points, and you should be able to put those in your skill tree. You should pop that open.
There we go. Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
I have a bunch already allocated, but now I have 2 new points.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you should spend those and poke around in the tree a little bit. But yeah, that is something that we're wanting to do with our artisanship. Both, in all 3 of the branches, you'll have skill trees for your profession. So those skill trees, you'll be able to find passives that'll give you stat bonuses and predicates for extra functionality within whatever the profession is. Access to stations. Expanding out some of the various systems, like you can see some of the surveying ones, right? Like you can add extra pylons or extra scanning range and lower the cooldown on how often you can survey. So we're trying to make those trees interesting and give people different paths so they can progress through.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So obviously, I'm looking at this the skill tree right now, and I see one side is dealing primarily with yield, the other side is dealing with, with rarity, with quality. The other side dealing with yield, and then the survey system.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the survey system.
Yeah, so surveying is something that we're trying to use for gatherers to really kind of interact with the things that we want to do with our dynamic world. One of those things is we want to be able to spawn stuff randomly, and we want to put it in places in the world that will make people travel and bolster up our local player-to-player economies. Have people kind of actually be out in the world looking for stuff and not standing in the same place waiting for a tree or a flower to respawn over and over again. So we're kind of having the best of the both worlds, where we have our lower tier stuff that will fill out the base look of our world so that it's always kind of looking good. And then the higher tier stuff from Apprentice onward will always kind of spawn randomly in places that we've deemed look good and make sense for what that thing is. So surveying is a way that you can track that stuff down. It will help you find places, it will help you find particular resources, it will help you find resources at a certain rarity. And yeah, so it should be something you could do as a gatherer on your own, or group up with other people to bolster up the power of your survey or the range or reach of it. So yeah.
Oh, it says I need a higher certification for this tree. It's
Oh.
a corrupted oak.
Gotcha. Well, you just leveled up, so I bet you if we went back to town
Oh my
and
god! There's some fucking crazy. Or excuse me. There's some crazy.
Oh no! Forgot you can bleep that out.
Bleep that out. There's some dude up there. That's awesome.
I would say the same thing if I saw that.
I know.
Oh, geez.
Ancient horror.
Step away from a gentleman.
Yeah, let's
back it up
a little bit.
Yes.
Yep.
How are you doing on Backspace, by the way?
How am I doing on what? Say again? Backspace, yes. Let me open that up. I have 3 copper, 22 basalt, 17 zinc, 5 ruby, a number of dandelions and daffodils with some plant fibers. Okay, that's cool. And a bunch of
Nice.
wood.
And as you notice, all of those materials actually sorted nicely in the appropriate bags based on your stack sizes.
Oh yeah, that is pretty nice. So it didn't misplace them in a different bag than what is best.
Yeah, it prioritizes basically the best stack size first, and then it finds the other empty spots after.
Yeah,
That's a pretty nice quality of life feature.
Definitely. We there was a lot of discussions about, the spatial inventory and the different stack sizes, and, whether that could cause like confusion for players or, extra stress on sorting of inventory. And I was like, all right, well, no matter what we do, we got to try and make this as easy and usable for players as possible. And luckily, really smart people like Alex and Alec and our UI team, Colby and the gang, that are helping us make the system that we want function really, really nicely. So that was one of those features that came on. That's like, all right, well, I don't have to every single time I get something, look and see what bag's the best for it to be in. The code can do it for us. So.
Yep. Very cool.
Nice.
Are we ready to head back now?
Yeah, let's head back to town and get your apprenticeship.
Let's do it. Now, obviously, let's talk a little bit about how gathering is a bit different in Ashes. And one of the most unique things about, I think, the world is obviously the number of different systems we have that change world state. We just saw a corrupt zone. Hold on, let's get this dude. Okay, done. We just saw a corrupt zone, and that zone becomes corrupt after a period of time in which players are not addressing some issues that arise through certain events or through certain story arcs, and that corruption can spread, and corruption changes the spawners for resources and for monsters, and that has a fundamental effect on the resource economy of the game.
Yeah, definitely. It plays into scarcity. It gets players out in the world searching for different things that are predicated on the dynamic parts of our world. Right? We can do stuff with day and night time. We can do stuff with seasons. We can have things that are specifically related to some event or story arc or corruption. Even particular locations. Right? The regionality of a biome. Some frozen tundra place that's completely covered in ice versus the riverlands and the lushness there. So don't want to just have that stuff in and not be doing anything with it. So we're trying to play on that for gathering and open up the diversity of stuff that you can process and craft by finding those things. So
yeah, I love that. We mentioned actually a time of day and seasonality as being part of that world state change. And as I understand it, we have a number of different, let me see here. Let me go over to recipes. Can I look at that? Don't we have to gather some recipes or some materials that are predicated on time of day?
yeah, I think those are the ones that we're talking about that are part of your Nightblade, right? The moon bells and the night opals. Night opals do not reveal themselves during the daytime. Surprise, surprise. And then the moon bells are similar. Yeah, they only bloom at night. So if you're looking for those in particular, you want to keep an eye on the day-night cycle and know where they're found in the world. And yeah,
I do have some powers if we want to perhaps change it to nighttime that I could use. Shall we? Because it'll take a little while probably for us to get to nighttime. At least another hour or so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Hold on. Stand by. Oh my goodness.
There we go.
Now. Ooh. Okay.
It's looking good.
A little freaky deaky out here. You guys will probably notice that the nighttime is significantly darker than when you guys last saw our nighttime update. We saw feedback from the community that bringing in the field of vision through the lighting in the environment was something you guys wanted to see, and that's what we have adjusted a bit. Now, I'm excited because I have a certification that I think, update now, right?
Yes, you should be able to upgrade your lumberjacking to apprentice, which give you access to a new tool, so we can craft one of those if you want. We should make your chopping faster, help you find some rare stuff. Yeah.
All right, let's see here. I'm gonna accept.
There we go.
We've
Ta-da.
done it.
Yeah, so I think if you open your artisanship window, if you look at your lumberjacking, it should say that you're an apprentice now.
Yes.
There we go. And you got a nice little chunk of XP from that too. It's nice.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Cool. So now that you've done that, go. I think this anvil. Yeah, this is the same anvil as the herbalism. See if you can craft a tool there. What materials do you need?
It says that I need zinc fragments and oak timber for novice lumberjacking. The apprentice requires zinc fragments with copper fragments and oak timber.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's all novice stuff. So the way that the certification stuff breaks down is that everyone gets to be a novice everything. So all 22 professions the players get to be novice of. And then it starts kind of like narrowing from there. So after that, you'll only be able to be an apprentice of 5 things. You can be a journeyman in 4 things. You can be a master in 3 things, and you can be a grandmaster in 2 things.
Nice.
So you'll need to narrow, but you can also sort of diversify to support the professions that you want to push further in. So
now, obviously, those restrictions are in place in order to create a dependency cross-player faction, right? For how players specialize their progression in the artisanship trees.
Yeah, I mean, like, being social is important to us, right? Like, we want players to interact with each other. We want the professions to make stuff for the other professions that are useful. I influenced quite a bit by the Star Wars Galaxies style crafting, and just having people in your network that can supply the metal that you need to make your armor, and the flowers that you need to make your potions, and maybe the potions that you need to make your enchantments. That to me was really interesting, and part of the gameplay, economic gameplay of being a good crafter, being a good gatherer, is having that system. So and it really plays into the economic field of a particular server, right? You can come in and be like, I want to be the potion mogul here, right? And like having good sources and having a guild that supports you is just really, really interesting. And without sort of narrowing down what you have access to yourself, it takes away from the ability to achieve that, right? So
yeah. So now, okay, we're going to be creating this, you said, apprentice tools. What do I need to do that? It said fragments, zinc fragments, and I think copper fragments.
Awesome. So the zinc fragments and copper fragments are going to be from the metalworking profession, and then the oak timber will be from the lumber milling profession. So since we're here, we can do the lumber milling, and this is the station that you need right next to us. So this is the debarker. This is one of the few stations that lumber milling has. As the debarker, the head saw, and I think the drying kiln. along with the refinery. So this is the novice station. And I think this is an apprentice version here. Since we're at a service building that's built, the service buildings usually come stocked with some better base stations, and then you can kind of progress them from there depending on how you expand the buildings. But so why don't you interact with this? And I think this is the first time that we've ever done any processing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now we alluded to it a little bit when we were showcasing the freeholds, but this is everyone's first look at kind of how processing works. And as you said, we're looking to make some oak timber here. And as I've clicked on the oak timber to add fuel, it says, to the oak timber side. Talk to me, Mike, a little bit about what fuel does for processing.
So fuel is the basic requirements on top of the resources that you need to craft the thing. So every processing station will require some kind of a fuel to automate the process to make these processed resources. So most of the resources or any type of resource or items could technically have a fuel value attached to them, and then each recipe will require some kind of a fuel value to be met to be able to process these things. So think of it as like if you're melting ore, you need to put fuel to fire to melt the ore, right? So that kind of concept exists on all our processing stations. So when you click on it, you should be able to put the oak wood or anything that you have gathered
wood.
Yeah.
So I've added one of the oak wood, and then I also have a number of different herbalism resources here as well. Do those act as fuel potentially?
Yeah, most of our resources will have some kind of a fuel value to it, and like I mentioned, like some items do. But for this recipe, you'll only need one. Some other recipes might need 100 or 50, etc., etc. But the thing is, some items might be just catered towards being a fuel, right? So something like charcoal or something like coal, something like anything that is just designated as a fuel will just have a very efficient fuel value. So you kind of want to save that for higher recipes, or something simple like this one. You can pretty much use anything that's common or lower or degrade, or sorry, the tier 1 items to be in the fuel.
Okay. So I've added in the wood for the fuel, and now my fuel has been selected, and I can start the job. It says that the duration is 1 minute. Now I'm noticing at the top of the processing station that we have 3 available slots. Is that a queue that players can use? And is it shared? Is it for just themselves? Talk to me a little bit about that.
For Node, it's personal, so we didn't want to congest like only 3 spots for every single person in the node. That would have been pretty bad. So it's the queue system is only for yourself, but something personal like freeholds would be station based. So if 5 people wanted to use one station at the freehold, you have to wait in line, and then that kind of comes into the family system we talked about on the freehold live stream, where you want to have limited access to whoever is viable for the fuels or for the stations. But for any service buildings in the node, it's all personal, so you can queue up as much as you want, and then someone else can just come by and use the same station and then queue up for their station.
That's awesome.
Additionally, it will also be influenced by nodes. So like right now you see 3, but it could be 5, it could be 2 simultaneous jobs, etc. based how your node grows.
Got it. So there are specializations that the processor can take if the node should elect to do so, and citizens participate in that upgrade that would increase that size, or perhaps even the efficiency of the processing jobs as well, both speed, quantity of receipt, any rarity procs, anything, all of those play a role in upgrade potential that the node might choose to specialize in.
Right, but just like we discussed in Freehold live stream as well, the node processing only goes up to journeyman. So if you want to do the highest tier of processing, you probably want to seek out the freehold owners, basically. Did
I might be full. Hold on. I can't claim it yet. I need to.
Your backspace is full.
Who needs this cheap glint here? Actually, let me move that down. I didn't need to that. Whoops.
One,
Okay.
are you just throwing money away? That's how rich you are.
Pretty much.
Additional thing I would like to add for processing, as you can see,
Like-
you could cancel the job also. So like, let's say you accidentally schedule the wrong one, and the only thing that gets consumed is the fuel. So fuel is basically a sink for this job.
Got it. Okay, so fuel's always sunk regardless of if you cancel the job or not.
Yeah, another thing as well is that when you're choosing the job, you'll see kind of on the right hand side that we have something called job size.
Oops.
And right now there's only the ability to make one job size, but this in the same vein of this having like more jobs that you can queue and like better stats that make them go faster or proc extra resources. Job size is another thing that we could do, right? So you probably don't want to use 3 entire slots just to make 3 pieces of oak wood, but if you had a job size that was 20, you'd be able to make all 20 of those with the one job size. So that's a little different than what people are used to with I'm making exactly 17 pieces of oak timber. You might need to do a job size of 5 plus 1 if you need specifically 6. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
so
we
those are also influenced by customization options that the node can participate in as well, and perhaps policies and or relics. Like all those things are an intricate web of boons, benefits, and downsides that apply to these different game functions.
exactly.
Yeah, very cool. Love it. All right, so we've
Cool, so-
made some timber.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's head down to the smithy over here. There should be a crushing station. You can crush up the copper and zinc that you got into fragments, and then we should have what we need to make you a new pickaxe or axe. Yeah. So this is the crushing station right here.
Nice. All right.
It's really nice of you to have built all of these artisanship service buildings. Look at all these jobs that you're creating. This
I
guy
know.
stays here. He gets to hang out all night, crushing rocks,
I
doing
think
stuff.
That is awesome.
Yeah, great for the economy. Really, really great mayorship decisions.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's why I'm a term after term mayor, just no term limits at all. It's the way we like it here, right? My personal investments have somehow miraculously just had the greatest returns of any citizen of the mayor.
Agreed. I think there's only been one other mayor that was Alec, and I haven't seen him for a really long time.
That's
so
right. That is right.
Am
Poor
I-
Alec.
His family members actually came by looking for him too.
Oh no. Okay, so I need to make copper fragments and zinc fragments.
yeah,
So I'm gonna kick off. I'm gonna add some fuel here. Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. Put this, and I'll kick that job off, and then I'll use the zinc. Oh my God.
You can see the NPC working real hard.
Yeah, he is. Look at that. He's a go-getter. I didn't even start the other job yet. He just immediately went to work.
he needs a raise. There we go. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and just a comment too on that, right? Like we're trying to sort of marry the visuals with what's actually going on at the station, right? So if you have a job queued, and you're trying to do errands throughout the node or in your freehold or whatever, right? Like you should be able to look at the station and know what's going on with it. So he's there working, and once he's done, he's gonna stop, and you can be like, okay, there's stuff ready to pick up and have some visuals associated with that. So. As much as we can have stuff, rooted in the world instead of, throwing a bunch of UI in the player's face, that's something that we're trying to do and is important to us.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and to add to that, it's personal, right? So it's only like other people won't see you doing your processing.
Got it.
Yeah, in nodes, right? The freehold ones would be, since they are relevant to any of the people that have access to it, you'd be able to see that a job is going, right?
This guy is a dedicated worker.
Yeah, definitely.
So now, just to remind
He-
folks, obviously, when we talk about processing as one branch of the artisanship tree, even though you have access to all branches throughout the world up to some level of degree, best processing is done on freeholds, and the best crafting is done in nodes. right? When we talk about workstation availability. But there is some overlap there, as those of you will remember from our freehold live stream. You do have up to a certain point to progress available to you for both gathering, processing, and crafting without needing necessarily a freehold.
Yeah, exactly.
Much,
So go ahead, Mike.
Up to journeyman, you'll be journeyman's type of gathering, crafting, and processing should be available pretty much everywhere. And then the specializations really kicks in at the master and above.
Awesome. All right, I have, I believe, acquired now some fragments.
Right on. Well, let's head back up to the crafting station next to good old Woody Gungan and make yourself an apprentice axe. And I think we should be able to
Chop that corrupted tree down.
Yeah, that's right.
And then also, now that it's night, while we're out there, you guys could grab perhaps some of the what were the other ones that I needed?
The night opal. Yeah, I think Mike has high enough mining to get the night opal. And then I think new moonbells are novice, so you should have access to those.
Yep.
All right, so I'll grab the moonbells.
Perfect.
All right, I'm crafting my new apprentice lumberjacking axe.
Ta-da!
It is equipped.
Nice.
Let me see.
Cool.
Ah, very cool.
Sweet.
It's there.
How fast is it?
It's 30 lumberjacking speed.
Oh, nice. I think the other one was like only 5, so you should be fast.
I forgot
When we
to
get out
do
there, we should race. See if you can chop the tree down faster than me.
All right, let's do it. I'm ready. Let's
right.
go. I actually really like the nighttime. I think it was
it's looking
it was
really
a
good.
call from the community to tune this a bit more on the darker side.
Oh, shooting star. You see that?
Ooh. Let's see, shooting star.
Make a wish. Oh yeah, look at the moon.
Yeah, I did look at the moon. The moon's looking pretty nice. I think it might need a little atmosphere. I like the Harbinger moon.
We'll
Wait,
steal
is the moon getting closer?
Is it? No.
Oh no.
Don't say that.
That's not what we want to hear.
Kill the moon.
So,
Do it.
Corey, tell me a little bit, like, when we... Right now we're in this night phase. Oh, I love the fireflies, too. Noah did a great job on these.
Yeah, Noah is next level. We love
Very
Noah.
cool.
Noah, we love you.
Obviously, moving to night now is going to give us access to these moonbells and these night opals. But when things like the world state change, whether it be corruption related or time of day, it's not just an introduction of rare materials, it also is a removal of some other materials as well, potentially. So it is a and some world state changes, like we talked about with corruption, if not addressed, can significantly alter the flow of resources across the world in such a way that creates a bit of turbulence in the world market and economy. And that's what we're trying to achieve with these world state changes.
Yeah.
You can see
Yep.
out in the open, the night opals lit up. Those little blue lights all over the place. That wasn't there before. Yeah. Yeah, you can see moonbells as well by the trees.
Oh, yeah. Very
Nice,
cool.
so you
the
should be able to grab
moon opals lit
those.
up. That's awesome. Those were just
Yeah.
kind of just basic little rocks.
Yeah, so that's like we thought those were all opals, and they were opals during the day, but at night, some of them are actually night opals. So, pretty cool. Oh look, leveled up again.
Oh, I leveled
You're
up
crushing it.
my herbalism.
Herbalism god.
Literal herbalism god.
Yeah, these
Oh.
moonbells didn't exist before too. We're at the same spot.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh no, the wolf.
Leave me
You
alone.
wanna protect him?
Mike, no.
I'm like max leveled, so I'm just slaughtering these wolves.
Can you pet the dog, Steven? No, but I can shoot it with an arrow in the face.
See if you can kill
my
this
goodness.
faster than me.
Wait, let's chop the trees down together.
It's right here, Steven. Right here.
Hey, where you at? Where you at?
Right here. Alright, I'll start.
Alright. Wait, no, wait. Okay,
Three,
two,
two.
1, go. Wait, no, we messed up. We can do this. How many people does it take to chop down a tree? Okay.
Well,
I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. You just way
Ready?
faster. I have no
1,
clue.
2, 3. Oh! You just got wrecked.
Excuse me.
You just got wrecked.
this is where PvP starts.
Excuse me, sir.
Give
Was
me
my
the
lumber?
wood.
He's already purple.
Let's go cut down that corrupted tree.
Oh yeah, that's why we're here, huh? There we go.
Yes. This place looks so good at night.
Oh man, there's the spooky dude again.
He's just chilling up there.
Yeah, he's eyeing us.
He's waiting for the next challenger. Will we approach him?
No, stay away
Who's
from
next?
that guy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh my
It looks like
God.
one-shot city up there.
Oh, I can't get these blood-boiled spirit foods.
Yeah. I could tell you the lore behind that, or never mind.
Alright,
Yeah, got some of those.
let me grab this thing. Come on now.
Oh, bam! Tree explosion.
What do you think, Mike? You want to take on this ancient minion over here?
I think we need to
No.
nerf Steven
Think
counting
so.
time. That was
Sure.
like less than 2 seconds.
Yeah, that was really...
Yeah.
I was like in there and out of there.
Well, maybe a little
I'll be
balancing
taking
pass
authority.
necessary. Take that note down, Mike.
Nerf hammer incoming.
Yep. Exactly.
Way to go, Steven. Already nerfing lumberjacking.
I know.
Yep. Yep.
All right, let's. So now do we have all the materials we need? Did you guys get the night opals?
Yeah, I got some.
All right,
Sweet.
Can trade you back in town.
let's do it. Hold on, let's get rid of this guy. Very good.
My goodness.
Oh, that was unfortunate.
Animal abuse. Pete up.
So now, talk to me a little bit about the sword that we're going to be crafting. Obviously, itemization in Ashes of Creation is not restricted based on class, right? So anybody can wear kind of anything, whatever is most beneficial towards their particular strategy and class kit and build. But how do we influence that from a crafting perspective?
So the recipe that you learned is somewhat of a unique sword. We want to introduce as mid-level, maybe a little bit high. But generally, for itemization purposes, we want to have a viable option for every build that players want to try. I know that's a bold
Steven
statement.
knows where his city is.
Yeah,
I think
like,
it's a little
where
minimap to the left.
where are we going?
We have a
Wait,
minimap
is
top
this
right,
way?
guys. Come on.
Is this way?
I always get lost out here when I take my nightly strolls. Just run over to the south. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, Mike. What were you
To your
saying?
left.
To the left. Got it.
To your left. Okay. What was I saying? Anyways, I was saying that we want to support every kind of build that the player wants to try out, and I know that's a bold statement, but that is something that we're going to attempt. Which means a lot of crafting recipes will need to support variable stats, variable playstyles, and for this weapon, for particular, it was somewhat of a unique sword because it's a sword that has magic penetration. So something that mages maybe might be able to use, or clerics. And then if we go to the crafting station,
right
weapons right here. See?
All right.
Then you should give him the. You
Oh
have the
right, you
resources,
need my
right?
night
Yeah.
opal. Right. I
Yeah.
can trade you.
Done. Okay, we got some night opals. Sweet.
Accepting trade.
All right.
Perfect.
Boom. We got some night opal. Let's do
sweet.
this.
Now
Right.
Yeah, so
So now I see I have my learned recipe. The night blade is under weapons category. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, not sure we touched on this on different live streams, but our crafting menus will have some required materials. So those are the things that you must have at that certain rarity. So we have the Night Opal and the Moonbell that's required, and then we have the selectable section where you can put different rarity amounts. You want to do the zinc one first, Steven. So
Okay,
cancel out of there,
zinc
and then
first.
zinc one, and then now you can see that the item itself was uncommon, and then if you add the fragments in.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So the uncommon Nightblade is here.
That's the default.
By adding in these legendary zinc fragments.
Yep. If you submit it, now it turns rare.
Okay, cool.
And now you can see there's additional properties onto the item, so things change. And then if you put the oak timber, also at legendary.
Also legendary oak, okay, got it.
And then now it becomes a heroic version of it, and then stats increase.
Okay,
so these
cool.
are the things that we kind of want to explore on the crafting side, where we introduce maybe a new stat line or a different proportion or ratios of stats at certain tiers. And when you craft these items with using better materials, the rarity of the item increases. For demonstration purposes, we're using legendary, but basically when you use a higher tier than the recipe is intended for, so we could technically build this item with common oak timber, then zinc fragments, then that would produce an uncommon item. But since we're showcasing this at legendary tier, you can move up the tiers and have the stats increase.
That's awesome. And so obviously there's going to be a number of different types of selectables that you can incorporate as part of the crafting process, each of them having unique results as part of the stat block for the weapon, but also increasing the quality predicated on the quality of the selectable that you're contributing.
Right, that would be our sub recipe system that we'll kind of highly touch up on. So a common copper sword might have sub recipes that changes the stat block completely, which would be, let's say, a brutal copper sword, which specializes in crit damage. But that would be changing the selectable items from oak timber to ash timber, for example, right?
Yeah.
And then when it's on the selectable level, we can choose the rarity of those resources to increase the rarity of the item produced.
Awesome. And each time you're kind of unlocking a different result with regards to that particular recipe, you're learning that interaction between the selectable materials and the output that comes from it. So learning one recipe actually learns you a multitude of different potential rewards from that one particular recipe.
Yeah, we have something unique.
Sorry,
something unique in our crafting system where we want to have recipe XP of some sort, and then those sub recipes could be earned by leveling up your recipe, which means that you have to craft the Nightblade multiple times to level it up to have a better result. So the sub recipe could be from a vendor recipe or world drops, like we said earlier. But the idea is one type of item can have potential to be multiple different outcomes.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, let me go ahead and craft this weapon. We've done it! We've received a Nightblade.
The loop is complete.
Oh my god, we made it through the entire loop. Let me
See is foretold.
I know. Let's see. Let's take a look at what we have in our inventory here. So I see we have a heroic Nightblade that's doing some physical damage and magical penetration with some magical damage as well. And if I compare that currently to my longbow, obviously we have some comparable version there. But let me go ahead and equip this. Oh, that looks good. That looks
You're
awesome.
styling. You are
I
styling. You put in the
know.
work, and now you're styling.
Oh, I love it. That looks super cool.
Sweet.
Very nice. Let me see
You want to
here.
raise it up for the fam?
Yeah, I gotta get the right perspective here. Hold on. Stand by. Ladies and gentlemen, we have crafted world first on the Nightblade. We have done it. Very cool. So guys, we just walked through from start to finish crafting one particular recipe, of course, of many, as itemization is a very key component of player progression within the world of Vera. And as you can see, from gathering to processing to crafting, this is the type of experience and the unique aspects of that process that is within Ashes of Creation. We do these demonstrations so that you guys get an early look during development on the direction of this particular core loop, this core system to Ashes, and we want your feedback on it. What did you think about the gathering, the processing, the stations, the times that it takes, the queue system for it, the unique interactions with the recipes, the progression of the recipes, the tool dependencies, and the skill tree that you saw, the unique world state that influences the economy and the ability of players to accumulate these resources and move them across the world. We're fresh off of a caravan stream as well, where you kind of see how those materials, those resources, that wealth gets accrued and transited across the world. So all of these things are things we want you to opine on in our YouTube, on the forums, on different social medias. Talk to us about what you saw today and how you feel about it. Where do you think that it could be improved, and how it relates to your previous experiences and other MMOs that you've played and what you've enjoyed about them. But otherwise, Mike, Corey, Nathan, Alex, thank you guys for joining me. I know the audience obviously appreciates all the hard work that you guys put in, that everybody on the team puts in, and this is a very big group effort, obviously, to get these types of systems up and running. I know I appreciate it. The audience does too. Thank you for joining us and chatting with us a little bit about how all the stuff works. And everyone, I will see you guys back on stream in just a moment.
See you all.
Thanks so much, y'all.